the amount of free dopamine that's available today, cheap dopamine, and there's nothing wrong with dopamine. Obviously, it's something we produce naturally, but the problem with cheap dopamine is that you don't have to work for it, like porn, surfing through the phone, notifications, all these different things that we're just blasting through. And I learned about this the hard way when I moved to Nicaragua. I was working virtually. I didn't really know anybody, so I was spending so much time on the computer, and then at night I would veg out and just scroll through the phone. And the problem is it becomes a trap. Like, and you need more and more of the scrolling in order to break even, right? And you it becomes an obsession, and you have to pull yourself away. And what happens is you end up with procrastination, zero motivation. You're chasing these cheap hits of dopamine. You don't want to do tasks that are harder because when you do something, whether it's a workout or a long project that's going to take longer to get that dopamine hit, you're like, why would I do that when I can just scroll through TikTok or Instagram and get massive amounts of dopamine for no work at all, right? With relationships, why have a relationship where you can just watch it on video, right? So it can lead to procrastination, zero motivation, anxiety, depression, emotional crashes because you're going up and down and around, addiction loops where you get pulled in, you're just getting constantly hammered. Strained relationship and isolation because you end up having a relationship with your phone instead of with the person. Low energy, self-esteem, and regret. You just burned out. So let's talk about some things you can do to kind of overcome this. Is basically modern life. Modern life is pulling us into this dopamine. This junk food is included in that. A lot of people that are addicted to junk food, they're just chasing the dopamine hit, right? So starting with a short fast, whether it's your phone, I like to use my 10-minute walks for this. I leave my phone at home or I put it in my pocket and leave in airplane mode. That's 10 minutes where I'm not on the phone. The one thing that's really helped me was working with baseball. So I put my phone in my pocket, I put it in airplane mode. I literally have practice, usually from 8 till about 11. That's how many hours I'm not looking at my phone. I try not to look at my phone. I try not to look at my phone when I'm at the games as well. So on the weekends I have, the games are long all day. Essentially we have two double headers. So I have all day Saturday, all day Sunday I'm away from my phone. That's really helped me out a lot. But getting outside in the morning, getting the light in your eyes, fixing your circadian rhythm, getting the rhythm away from that phone in the evening. I also think taking some time to just have silence and not to be entertained at all, to be bored, I think is very important as well. Uh, and then obviously exercise helps kind of rebuild dopamine, tolerance and resets receptors and all that stuff. And switch to things like reading and walking, hiking, driving, deep conversations to get your dopamine. That's gonna the cat just not didn't bite, it just kind of scratched my leg, get my attention. It's like, whoa. So you want richer sources, deep conversations, personal interaction. That's why personal interaction is so important, right? The phone is replacing that personal interaction. Personal interaction is super, super important for health, our emotional well-being. So, I'm not saying, like, obviously I work online. I kind of have to be on the phone. I just make sure I take the time to get off the phone, and I make sure I take the time now that I've got more friends here. I go to the gym. I've got things where I can go out and meet people and interact with people. I'm not just using the phone. I'm coaching people in person. That's been a huge part of me getting in a better place. I think that the digital nomad lifestyle is glorified so much. It's not what it's cut out to be. It's unless you have a significant other or like a group of people that you're spending time with, it can be very very difficult. So don't go if you're going to go into the digital nomad thing. Don't go into it thinking it's this amazing thing that's going to solve all your problems, because it's going to create a whole nother list of problems that luckily, working with baseball teams here has kind of helped solve some of them. So have yourself a great day. Make sure you take the time to get outside today. Feel free to join my men's or women's group. You can go to vitalitybrotherhood.com. If you find this content helpful, you can go to vitalitybrotherhood.com. You can go to the recommended products page, buy anything from there. I've got Amazon stuff. I've got, meal plan, or I've got food stuff. I've got everything you can imagine. You can buy me a cup of coffee, because obviously I'm not making, anything you can do to help support, that'd be wonderful. Because obviously the baseball stuff I do here, I'm not getting paid what I'm used to getting paid, and I still have bills in the U.S., so I still have to work online. So anything you can do to support me and help cover a lot of the expenses I have with my communities and all that kind of stuff would be greatly appreciated. Join my communities. They're free. Happy to answer your questions. Feel free to leave questions here for me. And plan on being back here again tomorrow. So we'll see you again soon.